Yo, 2019. It's time to drop the knives. Value life. There's no such thing as Robin Hoods. These governments are just robbing the hoods. Authorities.
What isn't? Really? Everything needs to be addressed with the system. The system's failing them. When really it's like projected by media and that we should throw them away and give up on them. You know, there's no helping them. So why is it all increasing and getting worse? Why are we funding more things that aren't getting spent on? Like, why did all the youth centres shut down? Why did all the communities segregate? Why is there such a divide between people where there's no compassion anymore? There's no, it's all about, it's sort of like a basic instinct that people have just got to survive again. We're not really living, you know, and when you're thinking about all the problems that you've got when you've got no money, or the stresses, or you've got a baby, and oh, it's okay to sanction you for 6 weeks, and you wonder why people commit crime. It's not really crime, they're surviving. But then it becomes a vicious circle and it becomes territorial, and that is because there's no interjection. Because the system is failing, the system is a business. That's how I see it, it's a business. Because there is food that goes to waste every day. If you look a little bit bigger in your perception, how much waste there is every single day, and how many people starve every single day, and how there's a third world when there's only one world. Absolutely, 100%. Because everybody's got a face in it. Everywhere you look is media. Everywhere there is influences and bandwagons, and you know what I mean, it's a blessing and a curse at the same time. Definitely. And then you've got to ask yourself, was you content in your own little world, or is, you know, streets, everybody thinks they own somewhere and they don't. We pay council tax, we're reminded of it on the news how boring the politics is. If you've ever asked yourself why, that's because they don't update the system, because it's so boring that people like us don't bother to watch it. We just trust that we have to vote, we have to do this, when the vote is a free choice, when your freedom of speech is a free choice. But it isn't, because the 6 o'clock news says no. Because as soon as you wake up this morning, it says no. And it's all by media, all of it. Because you're brainwashed, you're told every day what to think, what's normal. It's normal to see bombs blowing up families while you're eating your tea, waiting for Emmerdale. It's not. Well, it's like the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. That's the way the system works. When you're at the bottom, it's like it's designed to make you stay there. So that's what I'm saying, you know, when you're middle class and upper class, you're segregated again. So it's not just race, religion, all the archaic, prehistoric prejudice put you in a box. But now you're allowed to be any sex and any gender, you're allowed freedom of this and freedom of that. The world's confused. It's all over the place. Nobody can make a solid decision for themselves in any format. So when you've got these kids out here as well, it all rolls. They're questioning everything about themselves because they're getting raised with each other. They're not getting raised. They're not being nurtured. Because it's like family. Because it's what they know, because it's easy money, because nobody else is going to help them, right?
Okay.
I think that there needs more, like, volunteers, more mentors, more people that are sending positive music out, and more positivity on the news. But I don't mean just like one-off people, I mean things where actually people unite and do good things. Like in Thailand they did a 1 million people meditation for peace, love and unity. Absolutely magical. Didn't see a thing about that on the news. You know, it's things like that where people are uniting, we seem to be blocked out. I don't want to know Trump wants to build a wall. It's like Escape from New York or whatever it was with like Kurt Russell, isn't it? You know, it's like, it's already been predicted. It's boring, you know. It's, of course there is.
Yeah.
No one cares, do they really? They just let them waste out their numbers, put them on the news, that's their tribute, and they're forgotten.
Okay.
So you haven't really got any status out here. It's not how you think it is when you're outside looking in. Of course they do. Okay, I woke up and I was eating my breakfast. I turned on the telly and it was Twin Towers. Like, if these things weren't publicised like that, these are acts that are done for an audience. Do you know what I mean? And these kids watch it and then they've got these video games and everything else, and it is just, it makes them think differently. I don't care what anyone says, it does. Like, what happened to taking them out of feeding the ducks? You know, and things like that, you know, real simple little things that get laughed at nowadays. It's like the world loves to hate now. Both. It depends which one you get. Because I've met good people like that are police officers and they're out and they do their job, they do stand for what they do. And then you've got the other ones that are power trippy and think they're the law and above the law. And if you don't know the law, you're buggered really.
Do you think harsher sentences would make a difference?
No. Because the prison, again, the whole system is a business. It's not there to rehabilitate. That's why it's there, and it's been there for such a long time, and it's got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Common sense really, isn't it? We need someone to care about their actual interests, about their soul, and what actually their needs are inside and what not this skin and outer mask that they have to wear, because that's how they feel they have to survive in society now. That's just a sad situation. Of course it is. And then you link it with social media again.
Right.
And the things I've seen are shocking. Like, I've got kids.
Right.
And that's why I do music now, because like, I've got more to say. I know I'm a bit older, but I've got a lot to say. And it's not fair on the parents either, watching their kids grow up in this, and then sometimes you got no control because the school, the system has control. Well, between 9 and 3, they're not yours.
Okay.
And they're educated in the way that the system feels they need to be educated, and then once you get older you realise that the more real you get, the more unreal the world gets, and it's craziness. Oh yeah, live. And up here, never down south did I ever see anything like what I've seen up here. Whole new world. Yeah, so I'm down near Dover, and
right.
It's calm down there. It's nice, do you know what I mean? People, even though like down there they think that it's shocking the stuff that goes on, but up here, from being up here was crazy. It blew my mind actually, and it really opened my eyes. The police, I've known of a few racial arrests and a few pure discrimination, lies. Like, over-exaggerating it to the point where you're telling them that it's mental health and they are still using full force, and it's quite it boggles your mind. Because you think, where is all this mind? Where are all these mental health things in place and all these, oh, so-and-so succeeded on the news. One person out of 7 billion people in the world, you've got to show us one at 6 o'clock. And it's not right. You just completely... The system's just a failure at the moment. And they're saying all about this Brexit, all the money that you pay, and it's to bail out this and it's to bail out that and fund wars and everything else, but people would rather give a pair of tits a bigger lie than something that actually matters. And you're batshit crazy, really.